I mean, I know I say everything is cool, but a lot of things are cool, and this is one of them. Good boy. Good boy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. Good morning, folks. I'm getting a little slower start to the day, and I was gonna do a little walk and talk, but some people pulled up and are just hanging out, chatting on the phone, and it's awkward. There's the folks. There's a lot of sand dune where you could come out here and chat on your phone, not right next to somebody else, but that's just a thing in Mexico. Like smaller bubbles. People have smaller personal space bubbles. It's just a thing. But for me, who has a very large personal space bubble, that's awkward. So we're cruising down the road into Gerro Negro. And if you're new to my channel and wondering who the heck I am and what's going on, I'm Katie. That's Tuck. This is my Jeep. And we're on a pretty massive road trip, and I'm bringing you guys along with me. Oh, look at this. This would have been a really nice camping spot. I drove down the road just a little bit so I could talk and talk without people chattering on their phones in the background. And I should have stayed here last night. This spot is beautiful. It is right on the water. Other people won't really fit here. And everybody's coming out to go to the dunes anyway, not the actual ocean. And this is lovely. Maybe I'll stay here on my way back up. I might actually make that a plan, because this is a great spot. That's the Pacific Ocean, y'all, and it looks very nice and calm today. And there's a lighthouse I can see way out there. I'll have to look at a map. I'm thinking we must be in a bay. I mean, there's no waves. And this is just a really beautiful salt marsh. And there's so many birds that have been flying around. I don't know what any of these plants are. How cold is the water? Let's find out. I don't think it's going to be good for wading. Oh, nope, we're not finding out because it's really muddy. I know, there's a lot of exciting stuff right around here for a puppy dog. You didn't really want to come back, did you? But good boy! That's a good boy. You get cookies for going in too, because you were good. That's a good boy. All right, let's head into town and get some coffee and probably some groceries. And then we are booking it again, kind of quick, to get south. And I promise we'll be going much more slowly on the way back up. We're headed south on the Baja Peninsula pretty quick. Certainly more fast than I normally travel, because my brother just randomly scheduled a vacation at the same time I'm going to be here, I mean, there was no prior planning on either of our parts, but I want to go meet my brother. And so we're heading down real fast, but we're going to head back up real slow. We're approaching the airport, which is on the outskirts of Gerro Negro, and there's a couple of topes here that are stealth. And so I got to keep my eye open so that I don't run over them quickly. Topes are these like massive speed bumps that are found throughout Mexico, and some of them can catch you by surprise. All right, here's the first tope. And this one's got like some height to it. It's very abrupt. And here's the second one. It's not quite as bad. But neither of them are marked, so you got to be paying attention. We are entering Baja California Sur. And look at that cool whale. It's just like North Dakota and South Dakota, North Carolina, South Carolina. It's two different states. North Baja California, or Baja California Norte, and Baja California Sur. We have to do some inspection stuff here. You have to get fumigated or something. So that's interesting. They have fumigation coming from under the ground, and you just drive over it, and it costs US dollars, $5.50. I probably wouldn't have known what the heck was going on there if I hadn't read about that literally just like the night before. This looks like a popular little coffee shop. And you gotta love that mural. I have my coffee and a dulce de leche empanada. That looked amazing. Somebody else wants to try my empanada. Oh, yeah, that's good. Excellent breakfast. And delicious coffee and delicious empanada. You like empanada too? Now we gotta go to the grocery store. Trying to get things done before it gets too hot. Oh, and we just passed a gas station, and I do need gas. So we're gonna go up and turn around. Don't know if U-turns are legal, but we just made one. Llenar el tanque regular. That was about 1,500 pesos to fill the tank, which is like $75. And I was fairly close to empty, so I think that's not too terribly bad. Gas is a little more expensive here than the States typically, although from my understanding right at this moment, gas prices in the States are kind of going up. They are not going up in Mexico because they have their own gas supply. Oh, there's a little fish taco stand. I just had an empanada and it's not lunchtime yet. But fish tacos sounds awesome. I'm sure there will be more fish taco stands. Oh, maybe there won't be more fish taco stands because of the way the road goes. I might have a fish taco in addition to my empanada for breakfast. It's the brunch. I would call it brunch. It's brunch time. Well, let's get some groceries first. One thing I'm noticing is that there are stop signs at kind of every intersection in most of the towns in Baja, and they're kind of hard to see. Just plan to stop at every intersection. We are parked in the shade, and I put the windows down for some air circulation, and so it doesn't get too hot in here. And do I worry about people stealing things out of the Jeep? Yeah. But that's the only thing I'm actually worried about, being stolen out of the Jeep. This is not for you. I know it seems like it would be for you because that is queso fresco. That's gotta go in the fridge. You guard the groceries. Now that groceries have been acquired, let me show you where we are and where we're going. Normally I break out my big map, but we're just gonna look at the phone right now. So this is the Baja Peninsula. Whoop. And we are in southern Baja. We are on the west coast at Gerro Negro, which means Black Warrior. And the name came from a ship that shipwrecked here. I guess a lot of ships shipwreck here, or have in the past. And Gerro Negro was a salt exporter. There's a big salt mine, salt flat kind of place here, and they still export salt. Where we need to get eventually is near La Paz, and the way to get there is to cross the peninsula again. So today we are taking another road all the way across the peninsula to the other side. We drove from east to west all the way across the peninsula, and now we have to drive from west to east. And that's just the way you gotta go, unless you take dirt roads. And we're gonna take some dirt roads on the way back up. Gerro Negro is a very cute little beach town. I'm liking it a lot. I could see settling here as an expat, 100%. So we're driving out to the salt pools, which are some cool pools that are really salty water. I'm just trusting Google Maps to get me to the correct location right now, which may be unwise. I've got the satellite view up so I can tell where we are in relation to where we're going. Out Tuck's window are large seawater evaporation ponds. I'm sure you can see that perfectly well with my excellent camera skills there. Now you can get a better look at the salt evaporation ponds because apparently we're driving through them. Well, I mean, it's interesting here driving through the salt ponds, but Google Maps was really wrong. I'm thinking we need to go out there. Well, this has got to be it down here because I see people walking around. Oh yeah, there are pools out there. This is a salt flat and you can see pools of water in it. And I imagine that these change a bit with time. You want to go look at some salt? Yeah, I'm very pleased that it's not that hot right now. It's maybe in the upper 70s. I haven't actually looked at my thermometer, but this is cool. I mean, I know I say everything is cool, but a lot of things are cool, and this is one of them. So this is a salt flat, and this water is super, super crazy salty. And the color is unbelievable. I bet you would float like crazy in there. It's so saturated that it's got salt crystals in it that can't dissolve because it is already too saturated. Feels salty, feels very slippery. But that color is just unbelievable. So you can walk out there and float in that. We're not doing that because then you have to rinse off all that salt because it's crazy salty. I suspect these are going to be saltier than the Great Salt Lake, I suspect. And the formations of the salt under the water are just so cool. I have no idea how much of this is actually coming out on camera because it's so bright outside I can't see the screen at all. So hopefully it's coming out on camera. What did you find to eat out here? What did you find to eat out here? Come here, you little monster. Good boy. And despite the fact that there's water all around, this is actually quite firm ground. No problem walking on it in between the pools. And then you have some pools that are yellow instead of blue. It looks like clouds in the water. Don't drink it. You don't want to drink that, buddy. You will be really sad if you drink that. I can see some cars driving over here, so I think we're gonna drive up this way and then go this way and see what's there. I think we may be going the long way around because a tour bus just stopped in the middle of the road. Although I don't know, maybe they won't be out there terribly long. There's a whole bunch of nonsense happening up there. And a guy just showed up with a little three-wheeled bike and is selling treats and stuff. But it looks like the tour bus is about to get out of the middle of the road. Hola, hola. Hola. Ay, qué bonito perro. Sí, no español, un poco, un poco. Aquí sí meterá un... A local lady just pulled up and while my Spanish is not good, I can understand more than I can speak. And she is collecting water out of these little salt lagoons for medicinal purposes to soak in, essentially. And if I interpreted correctly, to soak her feet in them. Such a cool place, y'all. This road, I think, leads straight to the ocean. Not that we haven't already seen the ocean this morning, but never hurts to take another look. Okay, that's why we needed to drive back here. You stay right here in the air conditioning, okay? Oh, what a beautiful cemetery. And these are really small graves. Really small graves with lots of toys. Oh my goodness, is this a cemetery for babies and children? I think that's exactly what this is. And they have toys. And I love how they put the seashells on the graves. Oh, there's no grave markers with names. But these are tiny graves. Oh, this is so very precious and sad. For the size of this town, that's a lot of graves. Yeah, every one of these graves has toys left at it. This is one of the most devastatingly beautiful and heartbreaking cemeteries I have come across. And I've never seen anything quite like this. A cemetery full of children. And it looks like they're all well kept up. I'm both happy and sad to have come across that. Did you survive in the air conditioning? Yeah. I thought checking out the salt flats was just going to be checking out the salt flats and carrying on. But we're going to make a loop where I can see some other cars driving really fast, I think, along the ocean. And then we got to carry on because it's going to take us like at least 4 hours to get to our destination. And it is now 12:30. Well, maybe you can see it, but there's a giant pile of salt. There's a salt mining museum that you can visit here. That's still an active salt mining operation. And I think that's pretty cool. And it looks like this road doesn't lead directly to the ocean, but it's right alongside it. There's the Pacific Ocean, a little ways out there. And I'm guessing this big wide road is here for the salt mining operations so they can get the big trucks back here. It's been like 3 minutes and I'm already deviating from my plan to head straight to Santa Rosalia, because there's a salt marsh up here that we're just going to take a peek at. The sign we just passed said that this is a protected area, a conservation area, and I see why. It's a beautiful salt marsh. I have seen quite a few birds out in that marsh, but they're going to be so small they're not going to show up on camera. Okay, let's take a moment and drive out on this little spit here. Woo! It's bumpy. It's a little shallow salt marsh. And there was an egret-like bird that just flew away over there. And I could see a pelican way in the distance. And what a gorgeous spot. And I know that all of those birds are going to look like absolutely nothing on the camera because they're so far away. But my zoom lens is buried right now and I'm not getting it out. I absolutely should go to the trouble of digging out my my bigger camera. Just not feeling it. All right, I think I've dawdled around enough. It's time to get to Santa Rosalia. Just one more slight detour. Because I think this might be a swimming lagoon. Not that I'm going swimming in it, but I think that this may be someplace you could go swim. And we're just taking a peek. There's a bunch of snowy white pelicans out there and some other birds I just cannot identify from this distance. A couple of seagulls for sure. And I think some cormorants are the big dark birds I was seeing. Oh, there's a ton more birds in the distance that I couldn't see. That is a pretty little area, and I do think you could go swimming there. I'm not sure I'd want to go swimming with all those birds. Ah, it's a bird refuge. Refugio de aves. Sorry, I'm super gringa. Refugio. Oh, there's an egret. There's a snowy egret. Beautiful. Okay, now we are headed to Santa Rosalia. Oh, taupe. Tope. I wasn't paying attention. Aha, I found it. The taco stand that I saw earlier for the fish tacos. Muy bueno.
Thank you.
Do you want a little bit? Very good. And Tuck likes them too. Without question, those are the best fish tacos I have ever had. At a tiny little taco stand in Gerro Negro. They were fantastic. I highly recommend stopping there if you're in the area and getting some fish tacos. It was 2 fish tacos for 100 pesos, which is amazing. Now we've got a ways to go through the desert and across the peninsula again to Santa Rosalia. It's 216K to Santa Rosalia. And while it's getting later, we will get there way before dark. It's almost 2 o'clock and we'll probably get there around 4:30, depending if I have to suddenly stop for something on the road. Because you never know, I may see something as we're going by, but I purposely didn't look for stuff to see along this road because I don't want to get too slowed down so I can see my brother. He's not going to be in Mexico very long. It's like 6 days. I got to make it there in that time period. And the Baja Peninsula is very long. You may have heard of a race called the Baja 1000, which is an off-road race down the Baja Peninsula. And, you know, now that I think about it, I don't know whether that's 1,000 kilometers or 1,000 miles. Because it certainly could be 1,000 miles. So off-roading is a really big thing on the Baja California Peninsula. You see lots of kind of crazy built-up off-road vehicles driving around. Not so much like built-up Jeeps and trucks, although there are some of those, but really built-up ATV kind of things that are like crazy. You see a bunch of those. I'm sure they have a special name for them that is not an ATV. It looks like an ATV, but they have frame. It's almost like they're almost like souped-up dune buggies. I am suspecting that this crossing of the peninsula is going to be a lot flatter than the one we went across already. One of the rules for driving in Mexico is to never drive at night. And you can certainly bend that rule in the cities, but out on roads like this, don't bend that rule ever. These roads are really narrow and there's a sharp drop off, and big trucks are driving down these roads really fast. As the trucks are going by, you are very close to them. There is very little room for error. And besides that, there's potholes that will eat your car, and cows and other critters that can be on the road in the middle of the night and kind of jump up and surprise you. Not to mention the fact that everybody drives really fast, way above the speed limit. And it's just a recipe for disaster to drive after dark. And it's not because of personal safety from other humans and bad guys. It's because of the road hazards. Because the road, I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking driving this during the day because of how fast everybody is going and how narrow the road is. I would not want to be doing this at night at all. We are rolling through the land of giant cactus again. This isn't quite as dense of a forest, but it's still cool to be driving amongst them. And I was not wrong that this is a big, long, flat stretch. It goes on straight for a while. I'm not sure what the name of this town is we're driving through, but I would just like to point out that there's a goat in the back of that pickup truck. It's kind of awesome. This road is a little crazy. I'm in the middle, and these middle two lanes go each way, and on the right is a 2-lane road going my same direction, and on the left is a 2-lane road going the opposite direction. And people coming from those lanes cross over this one when they need to turn. It's a little crazy. But look how beautiful the flowers are in the median. They're quite lovely. This is such a beautiful and absolutely massive desert. It's kind of hard to fathom that nearly this whole peninsula is desert. It's a lot of land. Looks like they're doing a little bit of a search of this guy's vehicle up here. So that could happen, which is fine. I have no contraband. Another easy military checkpoint. They did search that one guy's truck camper for a long time. But for me, they just asked where you're going, where you're coming from. Are the people behind you your friends? And is your dog nice, and what's his name? So that's a pretty easy checkpoint. From my understanding, going back north, they can be a little more, search a lot more vehicles, because the drug traffic goes north typically and not as much going south. Now, that's just what I heard. So, is that true? I don't know. But that is what I heard. Right after that checkpoint is the town of San Ignacio. And this is crazy cool oasis place. I don't know if my outside cam got the oasis, but holy cow, a gazillion palm trees. And here's a tope. Big tope, not well marked. Just all the palm trees. This place has all the palm trees. It looks like an oasis in the desert. Because it is. That's a big volcano. I am sure that volcano has a name. I don't know what it is, but it's a big volcano. That's one of the bigger mountains I've seen so far on the Baja Peninsula. Looks this big in the GoPro, but it's big. The name of this giant massif finally just came up on my maps, and it's Las Tres Vírgenes, the Three Virgins. There's got to be a story behind that. Wow, this is beautiful, coming down this kind of put it in lower gear kind of pass. Absolutely stunning territory. Was not expecting that. As we're getting closer to our destination, We are going downhill really fast. Well, the road is going downhill really fast. We're going very slowly because we're stuck behind this big truck thing in front of us. But the road is dropping quickly. And I have no doubt the cars behind me would like me to pass this big truck on a windy mountain road, but we're not going to do that. And there's the Gulf of California on the other side of the big truck. I pulled over to let all of these cars past me. I've seen a lot of passing in no passing zones. Would you look at that? The beautiful Gulf of California. I'm starting to get some cell signal. And as soon as we're in a spot where I get a little better cell signal, I'm going to stop and look at my app and double check the potential camping spots. And we're probably going to go to the first one because it's coming up on 5 o'clock. I checked on iOverlander and there were spots back in that canyon where you could have camped, but they were down in a canyon valley where if it rained, you would be in trouble. And then as I was coming down the canyon, I could see where the other camp spots on iOverlander were, and they didn't look great. They're really close to the dump. And so we're not staying there. So we are driving 22K more past Santa Rosario to an RV park because I think that would be our best option around here. There really isn't a whole lot of wild camping, and the wild camping that there is either has flood danger or is full of trash from the local dump. Okay, there's just this random stop sign as you come into town for no reason. No reason I can see. This is Santa Rosalia? Rosario? Rosalio. Ugh, tope. There's a really hidden tope. Gotta watch the cars in front of you to see when they slow down for the topes because you just can't see a lot of them. Oh, and there goes my car to tell me where the topes are. Okay, this looks like a decently sized town. And they've got an O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Kind of slow going through town. And I'm wondering what this crazy big machinery thing is. What on earth is that? This is kind of an interesting little town where it's almost a combination between beach town and like industrial mining town. We might have to drive back here tomorrow because this town looks really interesting. There might be some cool places to walk around here. And it certainly looks like there might be some good places to get coffee and breakfast. And I'm gonna want to fill up my gas tank. So this is an interesting trek back to the RV park. A little bit of a trek through the jungle. It's a little crazy that there is a bit of a jungle since we've been going through so much desert. We're almost there, buddy. We are almost there. You're gonna get a nice walk on the beach, assuming there's a beach to walk on. And Google Maps just sent me all over the place to the wrong places. She was very wrong, but I found it. The vibe I'm getting is that there are a lot of snowbirds that stay here.
Turn left, then continue straight.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Okay, new plan, because I just there's too many people and wasn't that great. And I found a different. Here you go. I don't know where my GoPros stopped recording, but I decided not to stay at that campground. I just wasn't thrilled with it. And we found another place, a little pin on iOverlander. That is nice and quiet and private. There's an abandoned boat right there. But there's a lovely rocky beach behind us. And it's a kind of confirmed iOverlander pin, and it's right on the beach, so you can camp on the beach in Mexico in most places legally. And this is a nice place. It is a wild camp, and there's nobody else around, but it definitely makes me a little like, gotta make sure my security is top notch and that there's no threat looking things around here, and there doesn't appear to be. What do you think, buddy? Ah, a fish just jumped. I'm sure I did not catch that on my phone, but a fish just jumped. There is the possibility that other overlandy types could show up, because this is one of the few places that you can camp and not pay for camping. And there aren't that many paid camping spots either. I didn't really see much down along the way, at least nothing that looked good. There were some kind of sketchier looking places. So I think this will do. And guys, I think that's it for today. And I want to thank all of you for coming along with me. It's amazing that you're coming along with me. And if you've made it this far in the video and you're not a subscriber yet, maybe you should subscribe. Like, comment too. It all helps. And I'll see you down the road.